What's up, guys? Here with you with FC Wonderkid. Here with my guy Pedro. How are you?
Fine, man. I'm always good when it comes to talking about Man United and its future. So yeah, you want to lead?
Yes,
Take the lead.
It's a big boy topic. Man United, and since Erik ten Hag is the new boss, the new man in the house, we're going to talk about transfer targets, as you can see in the thumbnail. But we can have 1-2 minute convo just saying who we reckon is going to leave Man United. And I know you have a lot of shouts to do, right?
Yeah, for sure. To assess who can probably come in, we need to assess who's going out first, who's going to leave. So the likes of Matic, Van Bissaka, Mata, we already know Mata's going to leave. Pogba, Cavani as well. Who knows? Ronaldo, maybe even.
Rashford.
I don't reckon Rashford will leave, but okay, we'll put a stamp on that and we'll talk about that.
I think
afterwards.
that even Ronaldo is like, what does Erik ten Hag want to do? There's that doubt still. And if there's any reporters say that they know what Erik ten Hag's doing, he's got an insider because, like, come on, they still know Carvo. I still think he still doesn't know what he wants. So, people, put down below who you reckon is going to leave the Man United squad. Bold. I want to see bold comments, not Pogba, that we all know can go to City.
Let me ask you one thing.
Yes.
Okay, so out of all the 4 or 5 center backs we have at United, who would you kick out?
Ooh.
Because I'm almost certain that probably a center back will come.
Yes.
Okay. So who, in your opinion, will leave to open that vacancy for someone to come in?
I think Bailey. But I would love Maguire to be that guy, but he won't be that guy.
He doesn't have the markets at the moment.
The market nor Man United want to be embarrassed by selling a player that they just bought for 85 million euros, because that is embarrassing. So I feel like they want to recoup that money with Erik ten Hag, but I think Bailey, because of the injuries, I think Lindelof has a chance. But I am not sure. And I am hyped, even for Andres Pereira.
But the thing is, Bailey still has some market. And they can make a good sale with Bailey.
True.
You know? Also with Lindelof, I think Lindelof is also a very decent player.
Jones is gone.
Jones, I reckon, maybe for relegation battling team in the Prem.
Yeah.
Relegation avoiding battling team, of course.
So those are 2 players that I reckon those vacancies are going to be at the back. But if we're talking about vacancies over here, someone needs to fill them. And do you have any starting shell first transfer target that Man United need to go for?
So for a center back, I would go for the likes of either Jules Koundé, Pau Torres, or Wesley Fofana. Okay,
Fofana.
Because United. Come on, you need a replacement for Maguire. And the thing is, Maguire is a big guy. Yeah, but he doesn't know how to play with his feet, okay? He's not a good ball-playing defender.
Needs to be.
And in a team with Erik ten Hag, you need to have 2 amazing ball-playing defenders. We already have Varane, quick, tall, he's very fast, and he has the ball handling, you know?
Yes, confidence too, leadership,
so
experience.
You need a pair to match him, to match those qualities. So I named 3 players that I think that are tall,
Koundé's fast,
but fast, or tall or fast.
Yeah, true.
But all of them know how to play with the ball on their feet. Okay, and they're aggressive players. Okay, defending wise. So I think they would fit this Man United side very well. But I think the most likely one to come might be Pau Torres. Come on, he was amazing on the journey of Villarreal until the semis. He played against United as well in the group stage, and he played well.
Very well, I agree with you. Aerially, he's so secure.
So I think Man United board is already aware of him. For sure. And I think it would be a great acquisition, and it would be the first acquisition I would make if I were Erik ten Hag.
And I think they've got fierce competition to get Pau Torres, because likes of Tottenham, Man City, Chelsea, that Rudiger goes. I think they love Pau Torres. And there's something too that makes me believe, just like you, and I agree, that game playing against Man United was important. And there's a 55 to 60 million release clause. And I think Man United,
which is affordable for Man United.
Exactly, they're more
for
than
the
fine.
for the benefit it will bring to
Exactly.
the team.
So Varane, Pau Torres can happen, but I still have a bit of belief on my Wonderkids.
Fofana.
Fofana, I don't reckon he's gonna leave Leicester.
You know why I reckon United won't get him?
Maguire. And
Yeah,
Marston.
because it will be like a throwback getting Maguire.
I reckon I do
From
think
Leicester,
Fofana, before the ACL injury this season, he was on his way to the skyrocket ship. He was going to the very top of the Prem in terms of numbers, but that ACL injury was tough. But what I love about that was that Leicester, right after, even before he even played, they extended his contract until 2026. So
that shows they know his potential. They trust him.
man, and if Fofana, like legit, how many center backs does France have, man? Oh my days, the options. But yes, Jules Koundé.
Kimpembe,
You said Koundé. Who? It was Koundé.
Fofana and Pau Torres.
So Koundé is actually, in my opinion, the best one of the three to play with Varane. Okay, I feel those two together.
Maybe he's the one with the best ball handling ability.
True.
He has the best feet of the three.
True, and even Koundé is expected to play for France in the next World Cup. So
he will value a lot after the World Cup.
big levels. Big levels. And the player that we have to mention over here is the player that was with Erik ten Hag. Okay, Julian Timber. We see an awful lot of news about Julian Timber going to Man United. It's understandable, and there's something to. I see a lot of news about him, but nobody talks about how he plays. And what I gotta say about Timber is actually something that will be very pleasing, I think, for Man United fans. And what I love about Timber is his consistency. Julian Timber for Ajax from the start of the season to the end, he's the same type of player, and he's improved, okay? More confident, better ball passing ability, more adaptable, and definitely a more important player than he was at the start of the season for Ajax. So, 40 million is the asking price to get Timber, and I do think that is another good show for United.
And he knows Ten Hag personally, and Ten Hag knows him. He knows his potential. He knows what he's worth, and he already has a relationship with him, which will help a lot in setting up new standards at the Man United.
I agree.
Defense. So, yeah.
I agree. So the
Good
second.
shout-outs.
So I'll start here with the second position that I think Man United will definitely reinforce, and I'm gonna go with the striker because yes, even if Krish stays or goes, I think Man United will get another striker because they need competition. That team needs competition. If they are gonna compete one day with the likes of City, with the likes of Liverpool, they will need a full squad and a rotation squad with quality. And I think this would be an elite start with Darwin Núñez. I legit believe right now that Man United are favorites to sign Darwin. And it's not a surprise. If you see Portuguese news, every single day this is the news, the headline. It's like everybody wants to see it. And right now, I think Darwin Núñez is going to leave Benfica for more than 80 million. More than 80 million, okay? And I think in last January, teams could have got him for 60 million. But with how good he performed in the Champions League, that was no can do anymore. The goal against Liverpool for me steal the price.
I think most of the goals Benfica scored in the knockout stage were scored by Darwin. I think
Yes.
I reckon just one or two weren't scored by Darwin.
I think he scored 6, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like, it's amazing, okay? Amazing
Elite.
start for a player that was playing in the Champions League for the first time in his career, okay? Okay, so, yeah, and he's obviously performing amazing in the league, okay, amazingly. He's top scorer, 26 goals, isn't it?
He's got 26 goals,
26 goals in the Portuguese Primeira Liga.
Great
even
numbers.
in an underperforming Benfica, okay?
True. They
So
depend a lot on him.
that's a pretty good start for a team that has not been performing that well internally. So
I agree.
yeah,
So,
good shout out to Darwin. I already mentioned it before as well. I think that the transfer can be rounding the values of 70 million euros, maybe, who knows? Maybe more, maybe less. It depends on Benfica's need for cash as well,
True.
and pressures from agents.
But we know
also
the
counts.
agent that's now with Darwin, George Minch, and we know he'd do a good deal for Benfica.
He will.
Which João Felix at the time was 126. And the thing too with Darwin that I'm so confident for that price, maybe not even 80. I'm going both here, but it's like the competition. I think every club is like talking. Okay, maybe we should be. We should know about it.
You know why? Because
The lack.
if you look at the striker position nowadays, you have almost no youngster reference. You know, you have Vlahovic, but Juventus already snatched him up.
Adeyemi, Dortmund.
Yeah, you have Adeyemi. Okay, he's going to Dortmund, but then you don't have the.
You got a couple though, but not the same level. Yeah, I agree.
You have Julian Alvarez that was already snatched by City.
Jonathan David.
You have Haaland that's reported to be joining City as well.
Yes.
So you don't have like many affordable free players around that are Man United caliber, you know.
True.
So and that makes Darwin even more valuable as a target.
I agree.
So that's why I think it will inflate his price, and maybe it could come up until end round maybe 85-90 million.
So
Who
tell
knows?
us down below how much do you think Darwin Núñez is gonna leave Benfica for? And the stats for Darwin, just so I don't forget, is 24 starts in the league, 26 goals and 4 assists. So this man in 24 starts has 30 goal involvements in the league for Benfica. So this man is needed, and yeah, that big money.
And he can be a reference because he's tall, he's very fast, one of the fastest players around.
Definitely. Improve his movement.
His finishing is amazing. We can see that in the Champions League. He had few chances, he scored them all. First touch is good. Finishing first touch.
The first touch?
Not receiving the ball, but finishing finishing wise.
I agree.
His first touch, like his first shot, is very good.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
The finesse shot.
The first touch of Darwin, once he gets that first touch receiving that you're mentioning,
he'll be unstoppable.
Exactly. And for me, the biggest trait that I love to see Darwin this season is how he attacks the space. It's like now he really knows where to go on the pitch, where to attack, and those gaps in defense, he exploits them right at the spot. So that's why I'm hyped to see where Darwin goes. And I have another suggestion for the striker.
I have also another one. May I go? May I go first? Okay,
yes.
so you suggested Darwin Núñez first, so I'm gonna go bold. And I think United should snatch one guy that is young, that is performing, and he's a former Chelsea player.
Whoa.
They should go for Tammy Abraham.
United should go for Tammy.
I think so, because if you see, he has 25 goals in his first season.
How
with
much
Roma.
would he be?
Obviously, way more than the 40 million he cost, because I think he appreciated over the time he was at Roma.
80?
First season, I don't know, but first season 25 goals. It's not in the league, it's overall, all competitions. But in Italy, it's really hard to get, okay?
It's true.
Cristiano Ronaldo proved that it's difficult to score goals in Italy.
True.
Very difficult. So I think he's a more mature player in Italy because you learn things that you don't learn in England. The style play is different. To penetrate the defenses is really harder because in England you play more in transitions and with pace, and Italy it's more the patience game, you know.
Yes.
It's different, and I think he learned a lot. He's an improved player. He has the ability to be called up and summoned to the World Cup easily. He's one of the best strikers.
He should be. Southgate is in the mud if he doesn't get Tammy Abraham.
At the moment, he's the second best England striker after Harry Kane.
He's the top goal scorer, England goal scorer, in every league.
He will be in the World Cup for sure. Maybe starting, who knows.
Should be. Southgate.
I think he was really underrated by Chelsea. I think Chelsea...
Regret.
Afterwards, of course, now it's easy to talk and to say maybe they should have kept Abraham instead of going for Lukaku.
I agree.
But they didn't know that, of course. But yeah, I think if United made that move, it would be like, you see, Chelsea, you had a gem in here and you didn't take advantage of it. So
even Sancho,
I'm gonna do it.
But Sancho is a gem of City.
Yeah.
And they took. And
but City is managing well without Sancho. So.
That's true. And Tammy Abraham for me is a very interesting shout. And Chelsea, like, they have Armand Broja coming back, like, and Chelsea has a buyback clause of 80 million. That's why I said 80 million. And if there's a number that Roma can get, but Mourinho too. shout out to Mourinho for the great job developing Tammy Abraham, because if Tammy is the player he is today, a lot is for Mourinho, giving the confidence, because Mourinho likes to give the freedom to his strikers, saying, you only need to do one thing, my guy, score goals. Score goals. And that freedom of going to the wings, doing what he's got to do, Tammy does it. And yeah, Mourinho, great job.
And
great job.
You can see a pattern in Mourinho's teams. He really likes to find a reference, you know.
True.
And he really likes to give confidence to that reference. We've seen him over and over again. When he was at Chelsea, we saw him stating that Hazard was the best player in the world.
Yeah.
When he was at Real Madrid, he said Ronaldo was the best player in the world.
And always really supportive of Drogba, you
yeah,
know. Milito.
He likes to spoil his best players, okay? And spoil in the sense he compliments them a lot. He wants to elevate their confidence because he knows he can squeeze all the potential they have.
Very true.
And he's done that in every team. He's done it with Lukaku at Man United. Lukaku was a reference when Mourinho was there at Man United. He was a reference for direct game style of play, for transition game style of play.
Wasn't the best though, but yes.
But he tried to do it, and
yeah.
He was you could see he was key player for Mourinho.
But I like
with Fellaini.
But I like the great shout though. I wasn't expecting, and I agree. That is a great target. And let's see. Tell me if this can happen, people. Go vote down below. And yeah, there's a chance. But I have a striker here. I think he's more affordable. He's like the more affordable option, the safe option, I'd guess. And if they get Darwin, I don't think like they should not get this player too, because I think if they can, they should. And it's Richarlison, okay, from Everton. I think if they can get him for 30-40 million, I think that's a good enough deal. And if Everton goes down, that, as it seems, that won't happen, because huge wins against Leicester. Like, I was absolutely shook with that. And so I believe that Everton, like, they can get 30-40 million for him. And yeah, I believe it's a good shout. And I know there's interest, Fabrizio has mentioned, there's interest from Man United's camp to get Richarlison. So if it's something.
And yeah, I mean, if Ronaldo leaves, he will leave some, some
space.
Yeah, some space for that to happen, for Man United to invest in more than one option at the front, and invest quite a few good millions up front. Yeah.
So I got two other positions I think Man United should definitely go for. Right back we can save for another day, I think. But you have a right back.
I have it in the tip of my tongue.
Let's go with it.
I already mentioned it once, and I'm always talking about him because for me he's one of the top 3 right backs in the world in terms of potential wise. You know, I think he's going to be clearly in 3 year time he will be a starter for Spain. Pedro Porro. Guys, I'm always telling United should snatch him up. Even if he's a City player still.
Well,
imagine if United are able to snatch him, and he performs at the level I expect he performs. Imagine how Pep Guardiola would be, man, in the future. Like, he's gonna be okay. I had a gem and I wasted it. Okay.
And so I like that shout, because I think he's got a proper chance of being the right back for Spain. There is that chance with Carvajal goes. So that's a good shout at the right back.
You need new blood in Spain, right?
I agree. And the right back spot, I think Dalot is a good bench player for the right back that they should get. I think they will get with Erik ten Hag. But I have a shout that I gotta do. Like, he's the player. Let me see the stats. Okay, I got it. Unbelievable importance in terms of Leipzig. And I gotta say, Nkunku. Okay, we talked about him in the AC Milan. We need to talk about him in the Man United, because it has been said that Ralf Rangnick said for Man United to go get or Vlahovic or Nkunku in January. He said to get those two, and they refused. They said, nah. And Nkunku, I think that could have happened in January. So I think that would have been an excellent start. But right now, I would love to see an Nkunku move, because it's the best for him. And for Nkunku, he's got big competition at France, okay? He needs to compete with the likes of Mbappe, and even like players like Moussa Diaby at Leverkusen that is arising. Nkunku sees it, and he knows his next move, he needs to step up. And I think Man United would be an excellent
Not
choice
only
for him.
Kylian Mbappe, you're forgetting the Ballon d'Or contender Karim Benzema and Antoine Griezmann. Man, we can spend
France.
all day mentioning it. Okay.
Dembele in form, Coman in form. It's unbelievable. So Nkunku needs to
Ben
step
Yedder
up.
in form as well.
Ben Yedder. Oh my days. So yeah, I really feel like Nkunku needs to make that move, and Man United would be a good start for that.
Yeah, I also think so. Nevertheless, I think that it's more likely that Bayern will try and snatch him up. Because we already know that every good player that's performing well in the Bundesliga almost always ends up at Bayern.
True, and Nagelsmann would want it.
Yeah, for
Nagelsmann
sure. Who
would-
doesn't want a player like Nkunku? Come on.
True. Do you have any other winger for United?
Yeah, actually I do. And so just like you mentioned, Timber, a player that's currently playing at Ajax, knows and has a close relationship with Erik ten Hag. I will also mention another player that has a close relationship with Erik ten Hag and can be key player for United's future, which is Anthony, okay? Dribbling-wise, he's one of the best players around, okay, at the moment. He's fast. He makes defenders look like trash. Most of
And in
defenders.
the Eredivisie a lot, yes.
And I think he still has a lot to improve, namely in what comes to finishing, okay? But I think he can be a reference player, not only at Man United, but in the Premier League in the future if he moves, okay? I think he really has the potential, and he reminds me of a younger Neymar. He really does.
Anthony.
Yeah.
But didn't you think he'd compete a lot with Sancho, though? Because they're very similar players, Anthony and Jadon Sancho. Do you think it could work?
I
Both?
mean, I think Sancho is more of a passing guy, and I think Anthony's more vertical than Sancho.
Okay.
I think they're different, but they can work together, I think. But you cannot exclude Elanga from the equation as well.
Exactly.
He's been playing amazingly these last few games. I think he's been the reference for United at this final third of the season. I think he's been a huge surprise for the fans. I don't think any fan thought at the beginning that Elanga would have this impact right now.
True.
And you can see him recovering balls in the final third and assisting for goals, which is amazing. So he's a player that he has the desire to play for United, you know, and I think United is lacking that a little bit right now. So.
And even like young wingers, I think Erik ten Hag will give a chance to Amad Diallo, okay, at Rangers. He does an assist or two. He's having good moments at Rangers. And there's an academy player, Shola Shortire. I think he's gonna have a chance too with Erik ten Hag.
What about Hannibal? Do you think he's gonna have a chance?
I think Annabelle Medri will, and James Garner. For me, he really needs to give a chance to James Garner because what he's doing at Nottingham Forest totally deserves a chance with Erik ten Hag. And yeah, but leading up to my final suggestion of Man United transfers, I feel it's the player they should go, but I don't think this deal is going to happen, people, okay? But let's see if it happens, and it's Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni. If Man United get Tchouaméni, I say this is the start of something new at Man United. Nobody's expecting. Liverpool and Real one of these two teams are expecting to sign him.
Yeah, it's more likely for Liverpool to
Because
do it.
he's just got that top tier credibility. He's an elite signing. And what I got to say about Tchouaméni is this summer, if Declan Rice doesn't go to Chelsea, that for me, it's the place to go. He's going to be the happiest there. He's going to stay long-term there. And there's a legacy that can be started at Chelsea with Declan Rice next to Mount and that romance. But I think if Declan Rice moves this summer for 120, 100 and something, everybody will start saying the Tchouaméni transfer was 70 to 80. Much better player. So they're going to compare both players. And I really feel Tchouaméni transfer to whatever club is a better transfer than Declan Rice right now. In my opinion, personally. Tchouaméni is going to be a player that, for me, will start for France next to Paul Pogba in the World Cup. And I watched that Lille game against Monaco. And I remember seeing Tchouaméni at the beginning of the season. Very good physically, very good on the ball, but not scoring goals. Yeah, like last weekend, Gnat Sanch didn't play. Okay, Lille fans, I get you. But Tchouaméni, 2-1. 2-1, 2 goals. 2 moments that were needed to win. One of them, banger. And yeah, I saw that in the final third, he starts to be an important player too. And if you can get a 6 that can have an impact in the final third, what best? So that's why I think Real and Liverpool are just going crazy. So I think that would be the player that I would say, okay, they're serious.
Yeah, and at the moment, we all know that English players are really inflated and they're overvalued in the market. So, I mean, for United to get a player such as Declan Rice at the moment seems a little bit out of hand in terms of cost. Because if they want to restructure all the team, they cannot spend 150 million on a player or 120, who knows.
Like, imagine Timber or Anthony being English. Imagine.
They would be worth twice the value they are. You know, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, there was a report from Siege, that's like an international...
Yeah, Rashford.
Rashford was the most valuable player in the world, ahead of Mbappe, come on.
Oh my, looking back.
Can you compare nowadays Rashford with Mbappe?
You can't. And the evaluation was saying that. So people, put down below, who do you think is going to Man United? We want to see all those bold suggestions. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to FC Wonderkid on YouTube, people.
Peace out, guys.